So let's see now. In playing Call of Duty, so far we've been given zombies in 3 games, we've been given aliens in Call of Duty Ghosts, and in prior Infinity War games we were given mindlessly fucking bad human enemies with stupid AI. Sledgehammer is running out of things they could add to Advanced Warfare's version of a horde mode or co-op section against the AI and whatnot. But thankfully, these motherfuckers have me here to offer them up a few suggestions of what they could work with in their next game. So let's start with the most obvious ones. How about YouTube auditors? That way we can tell them to just go fuck themselves and call it a day. Oh man, that would be way too easy and be over after one fucking round. So I have to dig deeper into video game ideas of what they can use in this motherfucker. Now, aliens and zombies were pretty standard choices to add to other Call of Duty games, and part of the reason is that these genres have been done before in other video games. We have plenty of alien and zombie shooting games out there, so maybe I can take some inspiration from other video games. How about Corrupt Gods? Hey, it worked for God of War, didn't it? You could have all Zeus and Apollo and Neptune and Hades all trying to stomp your squad, and you need to somehow shoot them to defeat them and beat their waves of minions. Now, obviously, the gods themselves would be like the boss level and shit comparison to all the other things that you have to done. So maybe this could work. I think it might just be a little bit too far outside the box, so it might not work for Advanced Warfare. So let's scratch that one off the list and try and look at something else. Since that didn't work, let's try something else that's been done in video games. How about comic book villains? Joker, Doctor Doom, Magneto, Lex Luthor, and all them assholes. That could work. I mean, they have plenty of idiots who follow them around for no fucking reason, and you could have all kinds of levels in that shit. You could have Gotham and New York and Krypton or whatever the fuck else they have nowadays. It's not like we haven't seen these enemies before, so how about we go with something like that? Well, you know, now that I think about it, that means Activision would have to get the license from all those companies. And if there's anything Activision doesn't like doing, it's spending extra money on a Call of Duty game. We'll just have to accept that the comic book villains might not be a perfect choice. Oh, I know. How about mutants from a game like Fallout? Remember, the cities of Fallout had to deal with the total nuclear destruction of the world, and the result was weird mutation of humans into gigantic monster-looking motherfuckers. You know, they knew how to use guns and weapons and melee the fuck out of you, and they were generally a pain in the ass to kill. You could mutate a whole bunch of people, you know, since obviously these Call of Duty games, they always seem to have some level of nuclear device or some stupid shit like that. So this could be a pretty idea of having some kind of nuclear fallout mutated human beings, except Fallout might not be too happy about that, although it's not like Bethesda's a competent studio or anything. Oh man, those fuckers make Treyarch look like a great gaming studio, so they're obviously fucking clueless. But in the long run, mutants might just be too similar to zombies that we have right now, so I don't think that's gonna work. Alright, so maybe video games isn't the place that Sledgehammer should look to plagiarize ideas. Did I say plagiarize? I meant to say get inspiration from. Man, it's so easy to confuse those two concepts. Okay, so how about movies? We all like movies, right? So the top-selling movie of all time was Avatar. So how about a game where we fight against blue motherfuckers or something who have strange animals and use arrows and shit to kill us? Oh wait, they were the good guys in the movie, right? Oh yeah, so that might not work. You know, the bad guys were the military motherfuckers, so I guess we really can't use the Na'vi as the bad guys here, because that would just look stupid, wouldn't it? And consider we already had military human beings in prior games, it doesn't seem like Avatar would be a top choice. But hey, that new Planet of the Apes movie just showed what happens when smart chimps take over the world. Maybe we could fight a whole bunch of smarter apes instead. They seem to have a higher form of intelligence compared to the zombie AI we have now. I mean, we just have to figure out how to work around them whole flinging poop issue that they have. I mean, maybe we could give them a gun so it could be a fair fight in this motherfucker, but obviously that might be a little bit difficult when you talk about guns and flinging poop, so that might not be the perfect ideal for an enemy. Alright, so what other movies out there made a shitload of money with good enemies? Ooh, Jurassic Park! Think about it. This could actually work. Crazy-ass dinosaurs have run amok, and it's up to you to stop them. You'll need to take out some of the most fearsome dinosaurs that have ever lived. Take down Tyrannosaurus, Spinosaurus, and Raptors, and all that other good shit. I'm sure this could make a fortune all of its own. The only thing in the way of this idea is that you sort of need to resurrect an animal just to turn around and kill that motherfucker off again. So it kind of seems a little ass backwards, but hey, it could work. I mean, the other issue would be the animal rights motherfucker fighting for the rights of the animals that don't exist. Oh man, you have all these people saying, oh, don't kill the dinosaurs. Hey, maybe we could add them as the Mook level enemies that we need to shoot. Think about it. Kill a tree hugger so that we can save the world. Alright, maybe I'm going about this all wrong. Instead of movies or games, How about ideas of going after real people? Like, how about those tree huggers? I mean, the only thing is they're kind of saving the whales from the Japanese who are breaking international law, so that might not work because people like the whales and shit like that. But those PETA motherfuckers, you know, the ones who are always worrying about people wearing fur, how about we hunt them down while wearing mink coats? I'm sure that would tick them the fuck off. The only problem is, they don't seem like a group of violent motherfuckers, so they probably wouldn't put up too much of a fight in return. So I don't think that's gonna work because that would just be too much of a pushover in this game. Ooh, I know who can fight back. The NRA, the National Rifle Association, who have the irrational fear that people want to take their guns away. They have the irrational idea that gun violence will be solved by buying and using more guns. Now, we can give them a purpose to use their guns and their paranoia. After all, these are the same people that will argue that video games are causing all the violence outbreaks and that video games are more trouble than the unregulated and outdated gun laws that we have in our country. The only issue is these guys will probably be like the mindless AI and all those survival modes we already face, except we'll probably have more hillbillies. Oh man, you gotta watch out for Jethro and his shotgun. That's like a boss level enemy up in this motherfucker, man. We need something a little less stupid because that sounds like it probably just won't work when you consider it's too similar to what we have now. Hippies kind of won't work because they always seem stoned and that seems like easy pickings. Occupy Wall Street won't work because all they want is other people's money instead of getting a job. Politicians really won't work because they would charge us more taxes and still do nothing after that. Feminist groups? Nah, you know what? Women already bleed once a week every month and don't die, so obviously they're much tougher than men to begin with. Fuck, what can we use for the co-op portion, man? You know, we need something smart, yet not smarter than us. We need something tough that can fight back, but isn't an animal or a woman on her period. We need something that we don't need to license and spend money on, something probably not from a movie, yet we've faced in video games before so that Sledgehammer can plagiarize that shit easily. You know what? No, that's too easy. It's too obvious. I mean, it could work, but would people play it? What if the co-op mode for Treyarch's game was robot intelligence? I mean, what if all the technology that's being shown in the trailers, including the exosuits and hover tanks, seriously, a fucking hover tank? Really? Of all the shit they could come up with, a hover tank? Oh, let me get started on that shit. But what if all that shit was controlled by a central intelligence similar to GLaDOS from Half-Life? What if the game created mechanical robots that could attack us, robots that could think and adapt and change their tactics learning from us, and mass-produce at a factory-paced level as the AI gets stronger and stronger? What if co-op mode is us against the technology? I mean, could it work? Could it actually be pulled off? I mean, after all, they would need someone with a vast intelligence to think of a concept like this. I mean, they would need someone who could program the machines to fight back and learn tactics from the soldiers that they face. You know, have soldiers who drop shot them, they learn drop shots after that. Have soldiers who take covers and headshot glitch, they take cover and headshot glitch right back. Have them begin to swarm you in numbers, use various robots to start flushing you out of hiding, like flying robots and sentry guns and infantry units and computer-controlled helicopters and tanks and turrets. Give them all the exosuit abilities, have them cloaking and technology scramblers and all these other good things. Damn, Sledgehammer would need someone to really give them good ideas, like the standard wave mode against increasingly difficult enemies, or an objective mission spread out across multiple chapters including DLC, where you and some friends attack the AI bases in order to shut down the central intelligence controlling all of this. And because it's the future, the same technology you use in the campaign would actually be worthless because the bots can control it. So, you would have to go old school with things they can't control, like flamethrowers and rocket launchers and magnetic firing rounds that fry enemy circuits and all that other good shit. I mean, this sounds like it could work in theory, right? I mean, given the right person to design all of this and pass along all these great ideas and test this shit out, I mean, I think if they hired the right person and gave the smartest person in the world a chance to do this, it could work. Well, then again, this is Activision and Call of Duty we're talking about, so chances are they probably won't even be interested. They'll probably ignore all these ideas for something a little bit more mundane. Oh well, I guess we're just gonna have to accept that these ideas won't be used at all, and they won't be able to find a genius to put this all together for them. But hey, we're gonna get zombies again next year, right? Anyways, I think I made my point in this video as to what Sledgehammer should be doing in the next game, but obviously we'll see what they come up with. So as always, rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit, and I'll see you guys in the next video.